What's up, folks? Welcome to Wasted Space, and today for the Early Access Report, we're taking a look at Trailmakers. This is a game from Flashbowl. A bunch of people in Discord have been asking me what my opinions, what my thoughts on it were, so I thought, let's go and check it out, see what it's all about. And I can say already that this is a game very much in the vein of something like, say, Scrap Mechanic, or even a little bit of the old Empyrean, Space Engineers, that sort of idea. Maybe Besiege would be another good example. It's that sort of slightly cartoony approach. And this one's slightly different in that you've actually got a bit of a purpose. So this game's all about exploration and racing, which is kind of interesting. So without any further ado, let's dive into the single player, loosely described as story mode. It's going to lead us through what's going on in the game. I have had a quick look just to make sure that this was all running fine and kind of knew what I was doing, so I'm not just bumbling through. But I am going to restart the expedition because it gives us a good way of showing you what the game's like and how it's going to lead you through things, because it's a bit weird. I'm not sure whether this is in a positive way or a bad way yet. It's very early on, very early access, so we'll have to see a bit with that. But maybe it'll intrigue you guys, because it certainly intrigued me. So as you can see, graphically, it's got that, I don't know what to call it, that slightly cel-shaded, slightly cartoony style that a lot of games are doing at the moment, and I quite like, to be honest. It looks great on pretty much any system. Normally, these are pretty easy to run, although I have heard that Trailmakers in particular could do with a bit further optimization. I certainly haven't seen any problems with it. As you can see, this is all running really nice. Actually, it looks really good as well. I think if we go over here, it's going to trigger a little zoom out so that we can see what this island we are on is like. And you'll probably pick up on two really noticeable things. There is a start line, and there is clearly a checkered flag over there. But before we can do anything about that, it's going to want to teach me how to build a vehicle. So we'll kind of charge through this, because I have done this before, and the tutorial kind of takes you through it slowly. It wants to show you how to move the camera around and so on, but what we're doing is just dragging in, dropping out blocks. Relatively limited selection at the moment, but you're going to see why a bit later on, until we make ourselves a basic little vehicle. So yeah, wheels on the side. Always a fan of this sort of drag and drop mechanic for building. Sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. You know, there's little ways in which you think, while this is very convenient and easy to drop things on, you know, if the snapping, for example, doesn't work properly, you're going to end up with frustrations too. But so far, so good with this one. So if we look down at the top, you're going to want me to put an engine on there, I imagine. Yep. A Bulldog engine. Whack you on top. And, ooh, that's not where it's supposed to be. You can just about see the little highlights of yellow? Not yellow. Green, wasted green. They're going to be green, aren't they? There you go. You can see them through there, which is showing us where these blocks are actually connecting on to. So now if we drag all of our things, we can save it. That saves a blueprint. You'll probably notice that there were a few others down there, and let's go for a little drive. So the first thing I'll say, as soon as we've gone for a little drive, is I'm going to now grab my controller. And that is because, as you probably guessed from a racing game, if you're racing with keyboard, you're going to have a really bad time because you can't steer properly. So if I just start to turn here, you can see I can do these nice little curved turns as you'd expect with an analog controller. Now watch what happens when I use the keyboard. That's what you've got. It's hard to drive. Not only that, but see if we can pick up on this. I'm going to press D. You see that the delay? There's actually a little bit of input lag there as well on the keyboard. I don't know why, but just means that if you are going to give this a try, make sure you've got a controller. Any old controller will do, Xbox controller or something like that. You're going to be building with the mouse and keyboard, but you're going to want to be driving otherwise like this. And the plan of this game, really, is going to lead us round to the start, and I really do, they've done quite a cool little thing. They lead you through the tutorial, you get to this point, you're like, oh sweet, there's a jump start line, and then you don't expect them to switch straight over to, like, the intro to the game. Look at that. I think that's quite cool. As a way of introducing you to a building game. And then just like the other time I did this, you then immediately crash. So the point of this game and the point of the storyline side of this, or the expedition mode as they're calling it, is you don't get all your parts by default. The way you get parts is by almost solving little puzzles. So around here, I'm going to pick up a power core. Power core allows me to place more engines. So your vehicle and the level itself, you see in the top right, we've got two power cores. Basically, the vehicle and the level itself is limited by what you've picked up. So right now, it's going to tell me that I need more engines, more speed to actually get up this hill at all. And this is kind of where the puzzle side of things comes in. It's sort of puzzle, it's sort of like teaching you how to build at the same time. So my current vehicle can't make it up there. Not only that, but you can see it's actually lifting its rear wheels off the ground a little bit because it's not very balanced. So if we go back down here, hit B, jumps, sorry, I'll stop, shall I? Hit B, jump straight into building mode. Nice, smooth transition straight in here, and then I can just drop another engine onto the back. Looking good. And then B again, drop out, press F to jump in, and there we go. Where's that hill? You there. And now I should be able to go considerably faster and might just be able to make it up the hill. Probably need a bit of a run up, right? Yeah. Dull. So yeah, trying to do this driving without the controller, which is what I was doing to begin with, I'd actually heard that the controller didn't work. There wasn't analog support for this yet, which isn't the case, but it is the case that the digital supports, the keyboard controls for this at the moment, are a little bit could do with a bit more work. Come on, you can make it. No! Do I really need to get even more run up than that? For God's sake. Oh no I don't, hang on. There's a power core up there. Looks like we might want to go and grab that and use that to give ourselves even more power to get up that section. So not quite a puzzle, but certainly there's an element of exploration to how it wants you to go about doing your building and how it's going to teach you to do the building. So we've now got another one of these engines, so I can whack this. Got our 2 of 3 power cores in use, and the way this will work is if I delete an engine, say get rid of this, it'll give me that power core back. So I can now say I wanted to redesign this and put the engine somewhere different than just one in front of the other like that, which is actually how I'm going to do it. Then I could easily move things around, change my vehicle around. Or, if I really wanted, I could go into B, and if we drop down to this section here, I can actually bring out blueprints of stuff I've done previously. So we've got, you can see with the power core usage, that's one that I could spawn in here, for example, although it is this. And then you can see some of the stuff I messed around with later that uses much more power. But aside from that, let's get out of building mode and let's get up this blooming hill, because I want to show you guys some of the other stuff we can lock before we jump over into... Whoop! I'm going to crash here, aren't I? Okay! That was a bit of an error. Nicely, it saves your progress with the latest version of your vehicle, so you notice that even though I saved my progress going through this checkpoint here, it's actually given me the most up-to-date version of my vehicle anyway. I've still got the 3 power cores, so hopefully this should be plenty to get up the hill, right? Yeah, that's better. And we get another power core for our trouble. We get a little nut, or a bolt here, sorry, not a nut. The other half wasted. You get a little nut, which is your collectibles. They don't seem to do anything. It said something about unlocking another body style. I don't know, I haven't got enough of those yet to work out what exactly they're for. But more importantly, if we come down here, I've now unlocked myself more different bits and bobs to actually build with. And if I was to go about and do a bit of exploration, normally, there you go. So we got something up here that you could have just driven straight past. And I kind of like that as something to give you a reason to go out and design. Something to give you a reason to go out and build. Now, of course, it does also mean that what you're building is, at the moment at least, just different variants on a car. Oop. You've also got a bit of air control. You saw me almost do a flip there. You can actually control your car in the air. That's a legit thing. If you have big enough wheels, you do get air control over vehicles. The RC cars work like this, so you can actually accelerate and decelerate in order to control your attitude in the air. And yeah, that is a fully legit thing. Real cars do that, and it makes this sort of doable almost. If it wasn't for that, then you'd be in trouble. Get up here. Oh, for God's sake. So here we can perhaps start talking about some of my frustrations that I'm thankful to say are on their way towards being fixed. So the next update for this game has an update to the whole driving system. The way the driving is being handled, the way vehicles are going to handle is being redone a bit, because at the moment it's sort of fun but also very frustrating. There's input lag there, you don't have fine, and even on the controller you can see here that I'm stabbing at direction changes instead of smoothly changing direction. And this isn't because I don't use a controller very much, I use the controller quite a lot, but the fact that there's this little bit of input lag and so on, your wheels are all a bit too, I don't know, they move a bit too quickly. Well then, I'm sure this is fine. If I press R, it repairs a vehicle in what is, I think, the coolest repairing animation I've seen. Look at that. I should stop trying to collect all these nuts. these bolts. It's not really worthwhile, is it? Let's head off the direction we're supposed to be going. Although you see, there's exploration here to be had. It wants me to go over that bridge over there, but I'm pretty certain that there's stuff off in the distance here as well. What am I missing every time I go somewhere else? Oh, come on! What's over here? Bit of pop in there. It's a bit ugly, but hey. Okay, so the answer is nothing. Nope, the answer is things. This is where Wasted in a demonstration video charges off into the middle of nowhere, misses a load of stuff, and yeah, I can see this being. I've just missed a whole skipped a whole bit of this, haven't I? Okay. So do I need to build a motorbike to get through that gap? Is that what they're trying to tell me? I think this is just going to kill me, right? Yeah. Okay, so this has changed angle all of a sudden. I didn't find this the first time round, but it's looking very much like if I want to get through there, because you can't walk over that electricity, I'm going to need to build a motorbike. Like something thin enough to get through that gap. I'm not even sure is the cockpit thin enough? Oh, well, let's find out. Get rid of all you lot. No idea how I'd go about building a motorbike in this. Let's see. Put you back here and hold Alt to rotate. Let's slap these perhaps somewhere a little more accessible. Probably not going to want that, are we? Let's instead get... Oh, actually, I might as well, because it's 2 blocks wide. I'm not going to be able to make it any narrower than that. Unless... How can I centerline this wheel? This is the space engineer's problem, isn't it? So if I run this forward like this, and just stick a wheel on the side, it's not going to be a centerline one, is it? It's going to be offset by 1 block. So I need to... Somehow... I think this is going to end up making the vehicle too wide, surely? Ah, there's got to be a way of doing this. Alright, so let's continue this stuff down the side as well, because it's going to take up that space anyway. Let's add a bit on the back there. So if we stretch this out a bit further, can I now get a wheel on the front? Yep, and that's nicely lined up. Right, let's delete that, because I actually need to be able to steer said wheel. Right, that was what I was talking about earlier with the directional dropping. Right now, you'll see that snapping in a way that I don't actually want it to, and to rotate it, I'd have to put it down, rotate it, pick it back up again. This is entirely to do with the direction your camera's pointing. So as long as you're looking at the right side of the block, very much like from the depths, for example, it will build out of that side of the block like you want it to. Very much like Space Engineers, by putting one of those on, I've offset the entire design even further. But I do need to be able to steer, I'm afraid. This is a requirement. I can't not steer, so let's whack you down. Yeah, the rotation mechanics in this need a little bit of work, because if I rotate this it can rotate into a position where it's not even connected anymore. But, yeah, that's all stuff that can come later down the line, I'm sure. Extend this out a little bit. I want to get through that hole now. I wasn't aware that there was like a motorbike challenge, because I hadn't looked around this level properly, apparently. I mean, this is going to be the world's ugliest motorbike, mind, but... That's fine, no one expected much else, did they? I'm looking forward to when this game gets a few more of the blocks as well, because what you're seeing at the moment is a good representation of most of the blocks you've got in the game already. There are some more wheels, there are some more motors, and then there's flying vehicles, which I've not messed around with yet, and I imagine are going to be quite tricky. This doesn't work, does it? But hey, it sort of works. It's awful, but it technically... I take it back. Okay, it doesn't work. Does it fit through the hole? Blatantly does. Come on. I want whatever's in there. It better be goodies. I can't steer through the hole, mind. Hey! I've got a bolt? Really? A mustache? A mustache to put on my motorbike. Okay, so there's more exploration here than I realized, and more problem solving here than I realized. How am I supposed to get under that? Do I have to put my cockpit on its side for this bit? I think I might have to put my cockpit sideways to get under here. Okay, let's give that a go then. Sure, you. Rotate. This way. Stay there for a second. Let me delete some of these. And then I can put you... Oh, you're not going to want to go where I want to put you, are you? So if I move this, dragging and dropping and moving stuff around is very intuitive in this. I do like that. Does it not have any attachment points on the back of it? It does. So go on the thing then. There we go. Yes. Yes. It's making it even better now. This is the best motorcycle I think ever. So if I now take, because I don't need it so narrow anymore, if I take this off, switch this around that way, yeah, mount the wheel out on that instead. Can I get them to, no, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? I need it that way and then wheel on the side there. They lined up, pretty much. Center of gravity on this is completely ruined. Although saying that, there is absolutely, looking from the wrong side, absolutely nothing to prevent me from doubling this up, is there? In the now that we don't have that same restriction. In the weirdest vehicle I think ever. Stop. Come on. Don't make me have to. All right. So sometimes you end up having to do this anyway, and it's a little annoying. There you go. That's in the right place. Saying that though, it's also the wrong way around. So that's better. And then at the back. Also, if you click on a block, it centers your view on it, which is a handy one to know about. So, there we go. And you're also the wrong way around. And on there. Yeah! That is a horrible vehicle. I love it. This one actually needs to come out one block, doesn't it? So, one of you on there, and then... Oh, lovely. Lovely jubbly. Look at that. Genius racer. He says, noticing that his racer does not move. Ah, because we're stuck on an engine that's on the floor. Okay, then. The genius builder that is wasted. Can you get me off of that engine there, please? Just a little bit. There we go. Come on. Yeah! Sweet. So you see what I mean about the puzzle solving? There's a little... I'm not upside down. I'm actually the way up I want to be. There's quite a bit of like weird puzzle solving where the whole puzzle thing is about redesigning the vehicle you're in order to reach areas that you couldn't. So we've got here, a hood. Okay. A lot of this stuff is going to be cosmetic, I suspect. At least, I think so. It does mean that what I looked at earlier in the sandbox mode was a little bit false, in that there was more stuff to find. Oh no, don't make me have to redesign my vehicle to get back out of here again. I think I might have to redesign the vehicle to get back out from under here again. Actually, no, I can use the blueprints. Is that not a way up, is it? No, not a way up. Right, back under here. That's gonna take us back to this area, and then we need to... This is where we got our moustache. Lovely. And then here, instead of redesigning the whole vessel, because that would be a pain in the arse and take ages, what I can do is just delete the entire thing. Go to Blueprints here, and you've got a section for history. So I can go back through my history and just pull out, say, oh, we want the motorbike again temporarily. There we go. Out of build mode, get into that. That'll take me through this section, and then we can pull out something else for the next bit. So that's kind of nice from the angle that once you've solved a sort of similar puzzle, you can often use bases that you've got already, like vehicles you've already partly built. And then we get out here, and let's get rid of this ridiculous thing in... Replace it with the front end of a... No, let's pull out you, I guess. There we go. That's a bit better. Right, where am I supposed to be going? Although, to be honest, I think you guys are starting to get a bit of an idea of what the deal is here. At least for the expedition mode, and there's multiple levels. So actually, maybe let's see if I can quickly finish up this level. and then we can move on to another one so you can see how they kind of mix things up. And as you unlock more stuff, you kind of get more out of it. There's a lot of these things around to go and find. Oh, this will be funny. See these little plants here? They do that. I don't know how you're supposed to get at that one. I'm not going to try, but I thought it would be worth highlighting that there are some hazards out and about in this game as well. Skipping on. Righty then, let's make sure I get this checkpoint, shall we? And then if I remember rightly, this is a width one. So we need to be, right, I need to stop using the keyboard because you can see how difficult it gets to try and steer, even vaguely precisely if you're using the keyboard for this stuff. So are we the right width for this? I don't think we are. Ooh. No, I need to be wider. That's easily enough achieved. Let's just pull you off, pull you off, pull you off. Stick. I want you there. I want you there. Cheap and cheerful is the way to go. Is it really wider at the rear than it is at the front? It is. I wonder if the game does that intentionally. Oh no, it's not wider at the rear as it is in the front because they've taken into account for the steering, which actually widens up the entire vessel a little bit. Can't get that centered anymore, so whatever. Let's just get over this because I don't. Whoa! Perhaps could have done with being a tiny bit wider. No, not into the hole, please. No! No! And I'm dead. Yeah, so apparently that's a thing, is doing that kills you. Oh well, screw this then. Let's get across the old-fashioned way. More power! Lol, that went perfect. Okay. I was not expecting that as a result. Okay, let's grab some with you. Try not to break ourselves on the landing. Go up, and what have we got here? A small grid block. Okay. That's not the most exciting thing in the world, and that's one of the areas where this game, I think, kind of needs the most attention, is it's now starting to run out of, like, blocks, as far as I'm concerned. I played a little bit. Oh! Come on! Come on! Oh, god damn you. I've played a little bit around in the creative mode and so on, and I don't know if it's because in creative mode they still expect you to go and unlock blocks in this, but it's certainly the case that, well, we've got 3 or 4, I just want another engine. It's certainly the case it feels a little bit limited right now on how many blocks are available to actually build your designs with, especially cosmetically. So if we go into the accessories, you can see there are a few bits and bobs in here I can put on my moustache. Let's do that. A moustache bumper that's not centered. Perfect, perfect. And you can, of course, change the color of stuff. So I have a pink moustache on the front. That way Bob will get rid of it. What else have we got in here? Ornaments, a hood. Okay. It's not really the sort of hood I was expecting, I've got to admit, but more of a tractor hood. But that's fine. Does sort of fit on the front there a little bit. Bulldog engines. Nice. What else? We've got flags. Monkey and Thug Life. Thug Life? Really? Memes. Good, good. That's what we need in our games. More memes. This should be fine now, right? Something's not attached. My moustache fell off. I think I'll need a run up for this, surely. Surely. Yes. Yes. Oh dear. Cool. Run up it is. And then once we're done with this, we'll probably switch over to some creative and see if some of this stuff's sort of unlocked extra blocks for us. Come on then. 97, 100, 101. There's a bird up there. Nice. Okay, that looks fun. Just leave that like, randomly hanging around, shall we? More power cores and a bigger engine. Okay then, assume we want a bigger engine. Let's just ditch these ones. And these ones. Let's fix the design a bit as well, shall we, while we're at it. Ooh, this engine sounds a fair bit meatier. Yeah, definitely a V8. Maybe a V8 truck engine. 110. Oh, easy. Easy. And there we have it. End of this map. How much stuff did I miss? Because this is what you'll see at the end, is the amount of stuff. So we've got there's 11 blocks here. There's one more power core and a lot more bolts. But we can come back here if we want to go and sort of fix that, find the blocks we're missing. Really kind of cool environment. And now we've been teleported to a new area, new mission, well, I say new mission. You're kind of doing the same thing, but there's going to be new blocks and new challenges here. So we've got 12 blocks to find, and it's called Jump Island. Sweet. Oh, it's fine. Everything is fine. Okay, we're not going to do loads of jumps. Let's go and find out what parts we got down here. So that's like a massive base unit, right? 4x8 block, yep. Cool. Whoa! Everything's fine. You do a lot of exploding in this game, I've noticed. A lot of exploding and a lot of random exploring. What is this over here? Shinies. Oh, those were explosive blocks on top. Okay, I see. Have I tried adding more jets? I don't have jets. Well, I guess we're getting jets on this map then. Is that it? Is that jets? Suspension? Okay, yeah, I'll take suspension. That sounds fun. In fact, it sounds like something we might need. So let's pull the wheels off. Let's ditch both of those. Move this across one. Add some suspension at the back. Can you give me some suspension? Nice. Put a wheel on it. Same this side. That's kept the width correct, right? Yeah, that's good, good, good. Let's move the wheels quite low. Can I maybe put you there and there? Raise the wheels up one. And delete this bottom block? Yeah. I think that might be a better idea. Oh, no. Take that back. Our ground clearance is awful. That's not a better idea, Wasted. What are you doing? You're going to crash. Crash and burn. Spin you round. Always manages to spin slightly the wrong way somehow. And then front the same, but we need to remember that there's steering bits on the front as well. I think you can put steering bits on all four wheels. I just doubt it's a good idea. Alright, get you on there, steering bit there, and wheel there. Are we slightly wider at the front than the back now? Yes. Ah! Yeah, not up there, please. Alright, don't do this too close to a wall. That apparently makes things go a bit weird. Get you on there. Suspension and steering. Nice. B and an F to get in. Suspension. God, this vehicle looks stupid. But maybe it drives a bit better now. Doesn't crash quite so hard. Okay, I take it back. It drifts like an idiot. It's the General B already. How have I managed to do that? Is it just too high center of gravity, or what's the deal? Nice. Suspicious ability to go backwards there, but I'm going to ignore it. I want me some jets. Okay, this is why we needed the suspension, is to get over jumps like that. Drifty. Drifty, drifty. Wonder if you can make it four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive or something like that. I don't think you can. Lovely. Right, where are my jet engines? Yes, ongoing thing. I hope this next patch does the job nicely, because right now I do feel like the biggest issue this game has got is the fact that the actual handling mechanics for it aren't as comfortable, aren't as fluid as perhaps you'd like. And the problem with that, of course, ooh, what's that up there? That looks like it might be a jet engine. Troll. Nice. I have unlocked a flag. Yeah, that's a jet engine. I'm broken? I don't think I am, but I've got 2 unused power cores, so how much does a jet engine use? This too? You know what? Let's ditch you from there. Let's put the jet engine on the back in the centre, as all good jet cars should be. Let's put a little bit more weight at the rear and at the front. No, not at the front, in fact. And then, do I double up our big engines? Yeah, I think so. Have a pair of those at the front and a jet at the back. Nice. Yeah, again, it's a shame there's no, like, I assume we get some later because there's a couple of categories locked off, but it's a shame there's no blocks to kind of smooth this into the design a bit, because it does look a bit on the ugly side. But hey, how does she drive is the question. Alright, what do I press to get the... Jets! Jets are for the win. Go with it. Whoa! Pull our front up. Jets and engines explode on impact. I like how it tells me that once I'm in the air and not beforehand. Hang on, I only just jumped across here. This is where we were earlier. It can't mean that you want me to go this way, surely. No! That's blatantly gettable though. Just use the jets. Yep. One more time. It's here somewhere, yeah? Yeah, that's not helpful. Third person game if they expect you to do stunts like this and you can't actually see where you're going. Making the entire audience drunk. There it is. Did I get it? I didn't even get it, did I? Screw it. I give up. I'm going somewhere else. Going the wrong way. So let's find a jet jump, and then I think, because I don't think I can be bothered to go through and... No, we did that bit. I don't think I can be bothered to go through and complete a second batch, so... stop drifting. Ha. Better. There you go. Stop drifting. Oh wow, this is way better. He says, drifting like it. No! Wow, it's not way better. Wow, this is still awful. What's through here? This is blatantly a little area, isn't it? Vehicular exploration. I suspect that what all this drifting is all about is because I've got all of the weight at the front at the moment, with both of those engines up the front there. Yeah, there is something up here. I suspect that this is the sort of game where there's always something up there, if you know what I mean. There's a jump here. Oh dear. Kind of saw that one coming, just a little too late to stop it. Okay, where did we end up? Where has it put us? It's put us back here. Okay. That's not so far away. I want to see where that jump leads. Yeah, there it is. across to that next bit of island. Okay, so here's the jump bit. Don't go over the end. I see, bit of challenge jumping. Oh god. Oh god. Oh come on, I made that. That's in my explosive engines at the front, isn't it? Probably. I'll tell you what, let's get rid of an engine. And instead, have a second jet. Yeah, boy. And some flags. Troll. Do not feed the troll. There you go. Some troll flags on the back. Very important. Lovely. Okay, this engine's quite a lot slower when you only have one of them. Yeah, this is going to be a jet jump, isn't it? Go on then. Ha. Ha. Yay! Oh, and that's even the end of the level as well. Lovely. Or I think it is. Blatantly, there's plenty of other stuff around here to find, or is it just a checkpoint? Another power core for more engine. See, what's the deal, game? Oh! Okay, that is the end. Roger. 3 blocks out of 12. Congratulations. Nah, I don't think that's very, very congratulations, is it? And then we just go on to another area. Yeah, literally where we were, except this one looks like it might end up... Call me strange, but you're going to need wings to get across that, right? And what do we have here? Spike wheel. Spike wheel caps. Very orky. I think we should stop this. I should disappear off, and we should have a quick look in creative mode to see what sort of blocks and stuff are available. Some of the stuff you can get onto like later on in the game. So single player. There is multiplayer, by the way. Not that I have actually tried it yet, but there is multiplayer out and available. You can create servers and basically do what you want. But Death Throne. Have to see whether Steel Crown on impact. So apparently we've got like a capture the flag variant of it as well at the moment. But hey, for now, and to wrap up this video, let's go and have a quick look, see whether or not there's anything interesting for us kicking around in creative mode. So we're just here. You see these rings of fire. That is entirely for the airplane side of things. So if we go into the building setup, we've now got aerodynamic unlocked, tail fins and modular wings and blades and spoilers. Yes, you can make helicopters. Weapons. Armor and guns. Okay. And what else we got? Helicopter servos, pistons, spinning servos, stuff that should... Trailer hinges. Oh, very cool. Only one cockpit, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Only these as decorative blocks. Now, I don't know if that's because I haven't unlocked more. It does show me stuff that I haven't got, like these monster truck wheels. Warning, very drifty wheel. Got a whole bunch of different types of propulsion gimbal jet. Nice. That's pretty cool looking. Let's see if we can start off by loading up, say, where's my monster truck from earlier? Hey! Drift delicious. Yes, now I remember. This is the version that I set the steering up. I gave this one 4-wheel steering and then didn't set it up very well. So what you can do is basically, if you select, where is it, the steering here, you can actually go and configure them. And by doing so, reverse, say, these keys. So I can go make that one D, make that one A. Turn the speed down a little bit, and then maybe do the same on the other side. What was that? Down to 0.4, wasn't it? And then DA, and now, when we get in, it should steer properly. And the rear steering's a bit slower than the front. Sometimes helps you straighten back up again. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is, as the Sandbox, just gives you a load of stuff to mess around with. So if I switch over to the controller here, which won't steer the rear wheels because it's not mapped properly, you can see the whole area is just filled with essentially toys. You can travel around how you wish. You monster, you killed a chicken. Yes, apparently they're a chicken for us to kill out and about. Can we just play football? Is there a goal? There is a goal. See some fun being had in this game just in multiplayer, just by going, okay, there are these little challenges about who can build the best vehicle to make, like, deal with this challenge. Plainly, we've got to get this thing around. This vehicle is horrible. You've got to get the ball into the goal, and it's not just going to go over that, is it? But I am, because I'm in a monster truck. Okay, no, I'm not. Enough of that. So let's see. I want to check two things. Firstly, I mean, you've seen the selection of parts, but I wonder if there's some way importing blueprints from a blueprint file. That's not quite the same as being able to get them off the workshop, is it? It's close, but not quite the same. So yeah, we keep all of the stuff that we'd unlocked. We get a couple of extra bits that we didn't unlock. And I don't know whether this is all the available blocks or not. But anyway, I'm going to delete this, and we're going to try, because you guys would hate me if I didn't, very, very quickly, to stick together something that resembles a plane. So propulsion, let's get one of these jet things on, I guess. They seem to be pretty chunky. Maybe that out the back. Put the... Oh, can I... Has it not got... No, it hasn't got attachment points like that, so we need to have the jet more like that. Let's get some wings. What do we got? Modular wing, small modular wing. How big is a modular wing? Fairly large, and fairly the wrong way around. Yeah, okay. So the question here is how hard is it going to be? Right, another thing you can do when it's being awkward like this, if I just click on this and do that, I can actually just copy it so it extends out. That's a bit long, isn't it? Maybe just two of those. Other side. Cool. I can't help but feel like our design is not really long enough. Move you down, you back. Tail fin. Okay, we're going to put the engine somewhere else then. So you get out of the way. Let's extend the entire craft back a bit. The ugliest plane in the world. And the wings are higher on one side than the other. Doesn't have mirroring as far as I'm aware. The wings on this side, in fact, would just fall off because they're not attached to anything. Now they are. Okay, so then we're going to need space for jet engines and for our tail. Although we can apparently fit stuff on there. So, simple tail fin, tail fin. Simple tail fin is of a block size that will never ever fit with the cockpit they've got. Yeah, we're going to have to go with this one just on the basis that it's the only one that even vaguely fits. Ooh, this is an ugly, ugly thing. Oh yeah, and there's not an undo. You feel like there should be, but there isn't. I hope that that is something that gets added. Because when you do something like that by mistake, it's really hard to fix. Come on! Oh, for God's sake. I have completely balls this up now. That'll be fine. That's all you need to fly, right? As we got streamlined blocks and modular wings. I mean, that's got to be it. This is for flying. I'm not seeing any other. I mean, aside from maybe having to do my own flaps using the, where are they? These things, the rotating servos. This has got to be it. There can't be many other way of putting it together. Okay, well, technically, yes, it flies. Technically. On a more realistic approach, evidently I would need to... That's not what I just built. No! Screw it. Evidently, I'm going to need to balance things a little bit better than that. Probably with that sort of wing design, you're going to want to have the rotor. You want to use one of the bladed engines at the front, perhaps. Where is it? Propulsion. Yeah, stick a propeller on the front, perhaps. A hover block. So we got a few things already in the game, but this is really just an early look to see what things might become. As you can probably tell, there's a fair bit that could still do with being added, but there is a fair bit that is also pretty awesome already. Like, certainly enough to have a little bit of a mess around. I believe it's currently $14.99 on Steam, which is perhaps a little steep for the period it's at. Might be a case of you want to wait and watch rather than dive in immediately. Okay, these are a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. But regardless, certainly something that... Oh, lovely. Actually, even got a spot for it. Certainly something that's worth watching for a little bit. I can imagine this thing being a game that could have some laughs in it, especially if you're trying to play it multiplayer. You can imagine it's almost got that sports game vibe, like playing a bit of snowboarding or something like that, where you're out multiplayer with your friends and just trying to complete whatever the challenge is before they can. Did they just fall off? Yes, they did. Okay, I don't understand how these engines work, apparently. Propulsion, hover block. Do they not have attachment points? Oh, the attachment points are on the sides. Oh, that's cool. Yes, that's very cool. The irony of this is going to be that the coolest looking thing got put together in 2 seconds right at the end. Save, and let me get in. Oh. That's a little bit weird to use, but cool. I've also offset some of this stuff a little bit. This evidently needs something like propulsion, propeller. Yes, yes, my propeller hoverboat. Perfect. Epic. Okay, don't go out to sea. There's not much to see. Who would have thought? It turns around super slowly. But hey, there you go, guys. If you want to check out this game, as I said, link down below on Steam. I personally would say hang around a bit, give it a bit more time to open up, develop. But if it's something that looks to you like worth already investing in, then go straight for it. You've got an idea of what the game's all about. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. Just felt like we'd have a quick glimpse at what this is all about. Rather than go too in-depth, I can save that for a later episode when... Why is there a... Oh dear. Lol. Okay, well this is a good thing to have come across right at the end. Look at that. Apparently, if you want to do your Rocket League, you don't actually have to have Rocket League. Do you think the scoreboard works? Oh yeah, you can do this, by the way. I almost forgot. Which is kind of funky. Can I push it as a person? Yes. Goal to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. Really helps me and the channel out. If you didn't like it, then by all means hit that dislike button. If you want any information about this game or otherwise, it's all down in the video description. And otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, folks. I will catch you for the next one. Go!